Not everyone needs a high-end mountain bike that breaks the bank. If you are new to the sport, ride infrequently, or prefer easy trails with few major obstacles, cheaper bikes offer plenty of performance. And in today's video, we will be showing you some of the best mountain bikes under $1,000. Without further ado, let's begin. Co-op Cycles DRT 1.2, $999. REI's Co-op Cycles offers a pretty complete lineup of hardtail mountain bikes with wallet-friendly prices and good feature sets. This bike is a great option for beginner and intermediate-level riders with stable and grippy 2.4-inch wide tires, through axles for additional stiffness, and a solid 120 mm of front suspension, 20 mm more than most options on this list. And for those that spend time on smooth gravel roads or bike paths, a lockout on the fork is a nice touch. Adding to the value equation, the DRT 1.2 includes premium features like internal cable routing for a clean look, plus it is set up to accommodate a dropper post, not included, but you can add one later on. At over 32 pounds, the DRT 1.2 isn't as nimble or speedy as some of the more XC-focused models on this list. In addition, the 2x9 drivetrain is fairly dated. Many new models have dropped the front derailleur in favor of a lighter and simpler 1X setup, but the Shimano design shifts smoothly and has a sufficiently wide range for tackling hilly terrain. Cannondale Trail 5, $950. The big news from Cannondale for 2021 is their growing e-bike collection, but there's a lot to like with their budget-friendly trail line. The 5 comes in at $950 and has been recently modernized with a longer and slacker geometry. Outfitted with a 1x10 microshaft drivetrain, trusty hydraulic disc brakes, and sharp looks, and you have a strong all-around machine. Additionally, the size small frame comes with 27.5-inch wheels rather than 29-inch wheels, making the Trail 5 a viable option for shorter riders. It's not as planted as San Quentin or DRT 1.2 above, but the Trail 5 is a good option for recreational riders or those just starting out. At its full $950 MSRP, the Trail 5 is a direct competitor to the giant Talon above. Both pack extremely similar component groups and aren't too far off from a geometry perspective either. Giant Talon 1, $880. Co-op Cycles Giant consistently produces quality bikes at very competitive prices, and their Talon 1 is a strong example. To start, the Talon features a Shimano Diori 1x10 drivetrain, something few bikes are able to accomplish at under $1,000. And finding high-performance tires on such an affordable bike is a struggle, but the Talon features a very popular, durable, and versatile Maxxis Recon. One downside is that they are not tubeless compatible. Tack on the 100mm travel fork, 80mm in smaller sizes, and hydraulic disc brakes from Tektro, and the Giant Talon 1 has a strong appeal for aspiring XC riders on a budget. Why do we rank the Talon below the DRT? Simply put, the Co-op Cycle design offers just enough upgrades to justify the $119 difference in price. Stock has been harder to come by with the Talon thus far in 2021. These differences are enough to push the Talon slightly down our ranking, but the Giant is an especially nice option for those that will appreciate the upgraded drivetrain. If you are enjoying the video, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos just like this. Specialized Rockhopper Comp 29, $850. Specialized has a stellar reputation in the biking world, with a full catalog of high-end downhill, enduro, and race-oriented XC models. Their legendary Rockhopper line of hardtail bike ranges in price from $600 to over $1,000, and at the mid-range is the $880 Comp 29. This bike has the high-level build quality and well-executed design that we expect from Specialized, with clean lines and comfortable geometry. at 90 to 100 millimeters of travel, depending on the frame size, and fast-rolling 2.3-inch tires are tuned for moderate XC trails and covering ground quickly. But the Rockhopper's large 29-inch wheels and hydraulic brakes give it decent all-around capabilities. If you plan to stick to mostly smooth trails and rolling hills, the Rockhopper Comp is a fine choice. But its 9mm quick-release axle means that it's lacking in stiffness if the trail gets more technical. In addition, the 1x9 drivetrain has limitations in range, so it's not ideal for particularly steep climbs or for pedaling on a high-speed descent. To be fair, these downsides apply mostly to more challenging trail networks, which none of the bikes on our list will truly excel at. And given that the Rockhopper is a classic and proven design, we think it's a great XC choice if your local terrain isn't very aggressive. Trek Marlin 5, $600. With its sleek-looking frame and clean internal cable routing, we think Trek's Marlin 5 is one of the better-looking cheap bikes here. And while appearances can only get you so far, Trek backed up the bike's good looks with a number of worthy features. If you use your rig for commuting or touring, the Marlin 5 features rear rack mounts, an uncommon sight among mountain bikes. And while the Shimano 3x7 drivetrain isn't very modern, it will reliably get you from point A to point B without issues. Add it all up, and the Trek Marlin 5 makes for a great mixed-use trail bike or burly commuter. What do you give up with the budget-friendly Marlin 5? Despite its simple and CX-inspired design, the hefty 32-pound weight makes it a pretty slow and lazy climber. Additionally, its cheap component mix is outdated, and the 3x7 drivetrain will require a lot of shifting and adapting to rolling terrain. All told, the Marlin 5 is great for gravel paths and adventurous commutes, but you'll need to stretch the budget a little more to get something truly trail-worthy. Co-op Cycle DRT 1.1, $599. Stepping down in price and performance from the DRT 1.2 above is Co-op Cycle's entry-level DRT 1.1. This simple bike is nicely tuned for gravel paths and light trail work with a 3x7 Shimano drivetrain and a Suntour front fork. The components are a notable downgrade from our top picks, but the bike has a sturdy feel overall that you don't expect for the price. And nice touches like hydraulic disc brakes and a total of 5 size options for dialing in the fit makes it a standout value at under $600. Considering the cost, it's not surprising there are a fair number of comparisons with the DRT 1.1. First off, you get narrow and fairly cheap tires, which will be out of sorts on wet and slippery trails. In addition, the Suntour coil fork isn't very adaptable or refined in general. Another thing that sticks out is the sheer heft of the bike. Cheap components are very heavy, and they contribute to a sluggish personality. That said, the DRT 1.1 covers the basics for casual riders that want a dependable bike from an established brand. So guys, let me know down in the comments section below, which one of them you like the most. For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content.